Today on the channel, we try to create the next WWE superstar, but in a plot twist, it's the Ultimate Warrior.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel unboxing and review. And today, we're throwing it back to 2015 for the Mattel Creator Wrestler toy line. But of course, for all your Creator Wrestler toy line needs in this day and age, probably got to hit up eBay. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, the Create a Superstar line was an interesting one. Now, I was not collecting these. However, I picked up, obviously, the Ultimate Warrior once upon a time. I still have that in my collection, mint on card. I never unboxed it. And this one, I did find at a recent toy show, the King County Toy Show, for $20. And I said, you know what? Wouldn't hurt me to have a loose edition of this in my collection. And that brings us to where we are right now. But this line came out in 2015. Had a lot of different things for people that like to mix and match parts and stuff. A cool idea, not one for me. Maybe I was too old in 2015 for that, but I wanted just straight up wrestlers. I want the Ultimate Warrior. I want Hulk Hogan. I want, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I want Roman Reigns. I want whoever. I just want them as them. I don't need all this extra shenanigans with this. However, the Ultimate Warrior, I am all in on the Ultimate Warrior. Of course, I'm going to pick this up with the Ultimate Warrior here. But an interesting line for customizers, and I would say a line that's a little bit ahead of its time. And I truly think in this day and age, you could maybe re-release something like this or release something like this in this day and age and let collectors make their own people. There's a lot of Build-A-Figure parts out there from the Monday Night Wars line, for example, that maybe you could take some of those extra parts and some of these extra parts and you could make some characters. Maybe it could be as simple as some body, some suited body packs, some head packs, some hands, arm packs, weapons packs. Maybe you can create your own characters. Maybe you want a Gorilla Monsoon in a purple suit or whatever. Maybe you could do that with a Creator Wrestler type thing. Maybe it'd be a way to get some deep cut characters with some gear that maybe they don't think will sell all the way. You could include that in a line like that, and you could come to pieces and come to end up making a figure you want, making it feel official, with it being a custom at the same time. So there is some ways to do that, but at the end of the day, you got to follow the money. Is there enough meat on the bone for that? I'm not exactly sure, but it could be something for Mattel Creations as well. So a cool idea in theory, not necessarily for me, but if they could re-release this, or I keep saying re-release, but if they could release these again to maybe make it so we can make some characters we wouldn't get or some versions of characters we couldn't get on top of all the crazy customs you could do, I might be on board for something like that. So long way to get there. Of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to build the Ultimate Warrior. Now, these I think were available everywhere, but I remember seeing these everywhere at the Toys R Us's around me. But I think you could get them at the Walmarts and Targets, if I'm not mistaken. They had smaller accessory packs as well. So a neat idea, maybe ahead of its time, as I did say. But you got the Ultimate Warrior in all of his glory right there. We do have an Elite Ultimate Warrior, very reminiscent of this, coming out very soon. Target exclusive 4-pack. We'll look for that in the fall, of course. But the Ultimate Warrior looking pretty good. Is this the original Tribal Chief? Is that what's going on here with the Ultimate Warrior? But looking good. Create a Superstar there. And of course, you can buy multiple figures and mix and match parts if that is your thing. Looking like a poor man's custom Ultimate Warrior over here. And there it is, the old Tribal Chief Ultimate Warrior over here. Create a WWE Superstar, and then it does show some of the images. And then you got some of the other packs down here. And the cool thing is you can mix and match the body parts, the tattoos, the stickers. You can do whatever you want. Go crazy if that is your thing. And I guarantee there's somebody watching this that's a little younger than me that was probably all into these back in the day. They probably had them in their fig fed. They were creating their own superstars. I could see that happening for sure. But what's it say on the back? Anything interesting? Includes 11 pieces. Can you create WWE's next champion? I don't need to create him. This should be the eternal champion right there. Mix and match for endless ways to build. Easy connect system. Does come with a tattoo sheet. The tattoo sheet is intended to be used on the figures only. Do not apply to skin. Well, there goes my afternoon of face tattoos, I guess. But you do got the Shadow Vigilante set, the Enforcer set, the Hip Hop set, the Gold Dust set, the Ultimate Warrior set, the Rusev set. I remember that was a huge peg warmer. And then John Cena versus Triple H. So a cool way to get some different accessories and things like that along the way, as I did say. But let's get down to it. Let's get the Warrior out of the package here. Let's see what all the fuss is about. Let me tell you, there's always fuss when the Ultimate Warrior is invited to the party, as we do know. See you later. Goodbye. And now we get the plastic prison, and there's that tattoo sheet. There's the Ultimate Warrior. What are we going to do? Let's pull it out. Oh, we're just falling apart. I guess not really falling apart out of the package. Oh, we got the no good rubber band around the knee. You always got to watch that. Nobody likes rubber bands around their knees, of course. But they do show how they are a mix and matcher over here, as you do got a few different body parts. Of course, the tattoos. Slide those out. And then, of course, a cape. See you later. Goodbye. A cape for the Ultimate Warrior. You know, it seems right. If Billy D. Williams can have a cape, Lando can be a cape season, why can't Ultimate Warrior? Capes are for everybody. And I always say, I'd wear a cape if people wouldn't snicker. Yes, they snicker as you walk down the street on the sidewalk, just walking along, and you got your cape flowing. People are like, what's the deal with the guy with the cape? We need to end the cape stigmas and stereotypes that it's weird. No, it's a fashion ensemble. It keeps you cool, keeps you guarded from dirt and dust and stuff. We should all be wearing capes every single day. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the future. But we do get the tattoo sheets. Nothing too wild. You get some Ultimate Warrior tattoos in here. You get some tribal tattoos. Cool for what it is. I'm not putting these on the figures, but you can just stick them on the figures. A way to make them different if you want to. I don't know. Once again, not for me. But now we get down to the figure itself. And as we can see, everything is kind of busted apart. Goes into the creator wrestler aspect here. So you just plug this leg in like so. Like so. If I can't do it, can a kid do it? There we go. Popped right in there very easily. Then the Warrior's leg. We got to fit that in here. Here we go. We're creating an Ultimate Warrior. Let me tell you. You pop in the arm here on the side. And what do you know? We're dealing with the power of the Warrior right here. Now, he does seem a little bit longer and a little bit taller than a more basic style figure from the time. Of course, remember the basic styles. Now they're the main event. But he does seem a little bit taller than your traditional basic for sure. Accessory-wise, we do get this, I guess an Indian headdress is what I would akin this to, of course. Nice orange feathers. You got the green bandana around the top. Ultimate Warrior, a lot of people think of him as Native American. I don't know the reason. I don't know if he's kind of got that feel with the flare on the arms and stuff. The fringe, maybe. I don't know. But we did see, the Renegade in WCW. When are we going to get that Renegade figure? Might as well. Let's get it. Let's get that tribute to the Warrior. But interesting. And I guess I'll display this in all of his glory. I might as well. But a little bit strange, but it's playing on some of those Indian stereotypes. I know on the old playground when I was a kid, there was a lot of people that thought the Ultimate Warrior was Native American, and he was not, as far as I know. But then we do get the cape here, a yellow cape, bold fashion choice, but he can pull it off, of course. You do get the Warrior arms on the side over here, and this could be cool with maybe a different Ultimate Warrior. If you want to get crazy with it, go grab an Elite or an Ultimate Warrior and put this on there. But a very thin, pliable cape on here in yellow, got the Warrior logo as the class. Playing all the hits right here for the Ultimate Warrior. But now we're going to dive into the Warrior himself. Like I said, feels a little bit taller than normal. Maybe that's just me. Head sculpt is what it is. It's the Ultimate Warrior. I'm not going to be mistaking this for anybody else. We've seen this head sculpt before. I don't think we've seen it in the white, black, and red paint job, though. So it does have that going for it. Got the long, flowing Warrior hair. You know we're here for that. Instead of the arm tassels, we got a little bit of like feathers. I guess that kind of goes along with the cape and the headdress, I guess is what it is. So we do got some of that there. You sculpted in yellow. We got the pink wristbands on the Warrior here looking good. Of course, neon. That's the power of the Warrior. You do get the green trunks on Warrior. Very iconic. Reminds you of Hasbro #1, of course. Then we do get the fringe down here at the boots. All in green once again. And then you got the bright orange shoes on the Warrior. Now, arms going to go all the way around for us. No bicep cut. Single jointed elbows on this. Hands back and forth, side to side. 2 gripping hands on the Warrior. Head back and forth, side to side. Head removable very easily. A little bit of a different peg on the top here than what we get in this day and age, but I'm sure other heads could fit in here if you wanted it to. Waist articulation, of course. You got those big old Warrior splits if you need them. Legs go up. Single jointed knee. Boot cut. How about that? And then nothing really to write home about on the ankles. And these boots feel very rubbery. They're very hard rubber compared to more of a plastic that we get in the current figures. So that feels a little bit different. And I have to imagine he will fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand using discount code Kyle to save 10%. And he does, of course. But I want to pop that full regalia on the Warrior. Why would we not? We got to go full regalia. This is the Tribal Chief. More ways than one. The Ultimate Warrior here. Boy, it's not necessarily my Warrior, but I guess if you're a kid in 2015, you're wanting to create your own Ultimate Warrior, yeah, you could do worse. You could do worse than this for sure. And I guess it playing into those Native American stereotypes, the Ultimate Warrior, he's a warrior, an Indian warrior. I don't know. I want to say it writes itself, but does it? Does it? I don't know. But cool enough to have. If you're all in on the Ultimate Warrior, you got to have this. Now I have a loose edition to go with my Mint on Card edition. A cool idea that maybe was ahead of its time. Maybe it wasn't. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this line. As I said, I got to think some people maybe a little bit younger than me. Maybe you were a little kid when these came out. Maybe you were loving it. You were using these sticker sheets, mixing and matching your parts, and it was a lot of fun. And I could understand maybe kids having a little bit more fun with these than a grown-up adult, of course. And I was a full-on man when these came out. Let me tell you. But the Ultimate Warrior, I'm always going to pick up. So it's cool for what it is. Not necessarily I'm going to get any of the other ones in this Create a Superstar set. But it'd be interesting to see if it does come back in the future. Maybe it'd be a good way to get some deep-cut characters that we maybe wouldn't get otherwise. I could see that as being a use. Give us a bunch of suits. Give us some different heads. I think that would be pretty fun. But we'll see what happens in the future. You never know. But let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support the channel, plus so many videos. Make your head spin, as you guys know by now. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. My brand new podcast every single Tuesday, my wife and I breaking things down, and it's always going off the rails over there. Every Tuesday, wherever audio podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Appreciate the support across the board, my book, you name it. Appreciate all the support from everybody on all the endeavors. So there it is, the Ultimate Warrior Create a Superstar. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?